If you're new here, my name is Juby, but you can call me Juby. And in today's video, I'm just gonna be talking about the few lessons I've learned from moving a lot. Yeah. So if you watched my TZ to US video, you basically got the grasp of how many times I've moved in my life, which is plenty. And I actually just moved again. This time I moved back home from college because I officially graduated undergrad. Yay! So I'm back home for a minute now. First thing that I learned, honestly, was don't get attached to people or things. And that lesson, oh my goodness, it's the biggest lesson out of all the things. I feel like if I was in the same school, the same house my whole life, and I had to like leave it, I probably would get really attached to it and having to leave people that I've known my whole life. But because I've moved so much during my life, like I got to the point where I just didn't get, like I would still try to make meaningful relationship with people and like get to know people and stuff like that, but like I really would try not to get attached to them, because I'd be like, you know what, like I'm probably not gonna be here forever. I mean, you really are gonna be here, technically speaking, on earth forever anyway. But you know, I just more focused in the moment and just like sharing the experiences with those people in the meantime than really just like trying to cling on to them, like you have to be my best friend forever, or you have to, you know, like I really over the years learned to just like enjoy people's company and just like, even if I only like spend a summer with them, or you know, a few weeks with them, or even a day. Like I've met people that I've only spent a day with and I had the time of my life with. And then for things, definitely, because when you move, trust me, you're always gonna have to like throw something away that you've had for a while. Or like when I moved this past time, Lacey sadly had to go. My time with her, you guys know who Lacey is. It was my stuffed giraffe. I've had her since high school, and at the end of my college career, I decided that it's time for me and her to part ways and for me to move on to the next chapter. The next chapter of my life. Like Lacey, I kind of treated her more like a person sometimes. But yeah, it's things like that. You learn to like let go of things and just, you know, it is what it is. Next thing I would say, you can always rebuild. I feel like that's a really good lesson that I've learned over the years, because you go into a new place, especially when you're moving to like a different state or a different country, you kind of become like a new person, like because nobody knows you. Like nobody knows who you are, nobody's ever met you over there, so you kind of get to rebuild your personality, your person. Like if you were like shy or like a very timid person in another, like when you used to live somewhere, you can now become like this like channel of more outgoing and like more fun, or like not fun, because like you can be shy and still fun, but like a more like upbeat personality, life with a party, I guess, type of personality. And you can change that up, because nobody's gonna know you. Nobody would even know that you in your previous life you were like this really shy person. And yeah, it's really cool. Like, but also like when I say rebuild, I mean like, you know, rebuilding like friendships and like relationships with other people. Like it kind of goes back to like the attachment thing. You feel like, oh, I'm never gonna have a friend like this. No, you're gonna have, it might not be like the same type of friendship you had with someone, but you will find friends, you will find new people that you'd be like, wow, I didn't realize, like, wow, like I can rebuild. Like if you guys watched On My Block, I think that's a perfect example. I'm not gonna spoil it. If you haven't watched it, skip over this. Like basically, like you guys saw at the end of the last season, it was like season 3, when, what was her name? I forgot the girl's name. Oh my gosh, tip of the tongue. What's her name? What's her name? Oh my gosh, what's her name? It's the tip of my tongue. What's her name? My goodness. You guys are probably yelling at me through the screen. What's her name? What's her name? Why am I blinking out? What's her name? Oh my goodness. But anyway, you guys know the girl in the show. The main girl in the show. Her, when she moved at the end and like went to college, or not college, she went to like a new school. And when she's like, oh, nothing will change, we'll still be the same. No, lies. Never. Like never ever when I moved things stayed the same. Like eventually you just lose connection with people. Like they live in a totally different place now. Like you don't really get to see them that much. And it's okay. Like it literally goes back to like don't get attached. They can rebuild. Like when she moved to that new place, it seemed like she rebuilt and made new friends and like she has a whole new life, you know. And it's not always a bad thing. Next lesson I'll say also kind of lines up with these two lessons. Is like you will always love again, which is like basically like you're gonna find people. Like if you were in a relationship and you're like, oh my gosh, this was gonna be my forever boo, and then you move and you're like, oh well, that's that. Like you're always gonna find, like, again, friends. And it's like you're gonna find people to love, and you might be like, I'll never love I'll never love these people the way I loved these friends or this person. If it's like a relationship, it's like I'm never gonna love like you. No, like you might not love them the exact same way, but you will find people to love. Love is not that limited. Love is really endless, and it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I think I've learned that lesson over the years, because I will catch myself not trying to make friends because I feel like I was betraying my old friends. But it's like, no, they're living their life. Like, why should I miss out on making really good friendships and relationships with other people just because I feel like I'm betraying my old friends, you know? I think I've just really learned to like listen to so many different perspectives, just because of like, due to everything that's going on like right now in the world with like discrimination, well, mostly in America, honey, but but there's been like a lot of debates. I've been looking at a lot of people debating and arguing about this and that, like, but because I've like lived with so many different types of people, I've met so many different types of people, I kind of uniquely can listen to so many different perspectives and be unbiased. Like I feel like it's a skill that I've developed over the years, where it's like I can really listen to people and be like, and sometimes like I am like having a debate with someone, but like I'm able to be like, you know what, like you lived in a different place, so I understand why your views are that way. And everywhere that I've lived, I always connected the way people's views are to their environment and where they've lived and the people that are around them, you know? So if somebody, like, don't get too offended when someone has a belief or a thought and you're like, oh my gosh, how can you think that way? It's like, that's how they were raised, that's their environment, that's what they're used to. And I hated moving so much when I was growing up, but I'm so thankful for it now, because I wouldn't have seen that connection. Like, I move and I see like, oh, they didn't think that way here. Like, they don't even talk like that over there. Like, oh yeah, this is so different, you know? Like, and you pick up on these little things as you move around, and you're like, wow, humans are really cool. I mean, I think that's why I studied psychology. Probably one of the reasons why I became a psych major, because when like human behavior just really intrigues me, and I just really love to know, like, why do humans behave the way they do? The next thing I think I've learned is like, no matter where you go, no matter where you move in, like the people that you live with and like your family, like those are the people who actually make home. Like, like that goes back to like home is where the heart is. Like you move, like even though I moved so much, like technically I've always been with my family, so like it's not like I'm moving to a strange, like a new family. I'm moving to a new family every time I move. Like I think that would be like kind of scary and kind of like an adjustment every time. But it's like who the people that you move with, the people that you made all these memories with, those people are like what makes home home, you know? And yeah, like me and my sister always like reminisce on like all the places that we've lived at, and I'm like, oh my god, remember when we lived here and like we did this and that, and like wow, we've come so far. Like who would have thought? Like literally, like that's what we stay doing because like we've lived so many places. And I don't know, like now that I'm home and I'm chilling here, I feel like, you know, let's see where I'm gonna move next. For now, I'm gonna be here for a while. I don't know how long. I do plan to go back to school next year, but you know, that's a plan that, you know, might not be certain, because if we haven't learned anything from 2020, nothing is certain, and our plans are not really our plans. I gotta live that up to God. Oh, also, let me know if you have moved a lot in the comments down below. I would like to know where you moved, like how many times you moved, yeah, and all that stuff. And some of the lessons that you've learned. Tell me some of the lessons you've learned from moving so much. Even if you haven't moved like a lot, like me, like 10 times, like 10 plus times. That's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Love always.